To the club. All right, hey Tracy, I see you had a lot of questions. We'll get to everything it does and doesn't do. It is completely different from tactical arbitrage for that private message I got. You know, it does work with that, but you don't need it. So you really don't need any other tools to use this, but it also works with a lot of tools. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen and we'll get right into it. All right, and I won't be able to see the chat, Valerie, so if you need to chime in on anything. As we said, the tool is called Sourcing Secret. So what we've done is, without jumping too far ahead, is, you know, we've taken the ideas that people like the wholesale formula and what we've been doing for a number of years now, and that's finding the best products that are selling on Amazon first, instead of the way that we we're horribly doing it. And I know probably many of you have been doing wholesale or doing the same thing, which is going to trade shows and spending time and money at trade shows, spending money in hotels and travel and everything that has to do with it, just to get information from you know, wholesale companies, and then open an account and everything that's involved with that. And then going to you know, then you go and see, you know, maybe do they have anything you know, that works, and you know, for your Amazon business. And a lot of times it's no, you know, and a small portion of those is yes. And that's how, you know, we used to find good products. So what we've done is completely turn that on its head, and we found you know, we figured out a system that lets you find good selling products first, and then you know, find what brands has those products, and then take all that and we hook you up into their system to be able to, you know, set up accounts and order from them. But you find the good selling products first and then buy from those. So, you know, you're almost guaranteed to not have to set up any accounts with companies that you're never going to be able to do business with. So, as I said, my goal is, if you sell wholesale or you want to sell wholesale, or even if you're doing online or retail arbitrage, you know, we've made a vision, a goal, a plan, and, you know, hopefully you can take action to success like we have with this tool. I've been building it for over a year, so our early beta testers that got in on it, you know, are still there with, you know, the same, you know, at the same level, but getting all the features that we put together from all those requests from, you know, the users who have started out. So what makes this different? I mean, I already seen this question in the chat. You aren't randomly choosing companies with hopes of good selling items, as I said. We're finding the top selling stores, the top selling items, and then we're going out and getting you that contact information. You know, this is the biggest thing that people have told me when doing wholesale is, you don't, you know, even if you find a good product that you're doing online arbitrage, you can't figure out how to get in contact with them. So we've solved literally every one of these problems. So if you don't know me, we had a lot of registrations, so I'm assuming there's some people who don't know who I am. I've been selling on Amazon since August of 2012. I'm a selling coach. I'm a wholesale expert. I, you know, have been using tactical arbitrage, and I have literally made at least 100 training videos for tactical arbitrage, and one of the biggest promoters about that software. And I didn't build this to replace tactical arbitrage or OAX-ray or any of the dozens of other products that compare with Amazon. We literally took all the gaps in those markets and we filled them. I said, what can I do that tactical arbitrage, one, isn't doing now? And obviously I don't want to put them out of business. I don't want to replace them. I don't want to do anything that somebody's already doing. I mean, you can just go and buy that, you know. But what we've done is we found things that tactical arbitrage is not doing and they don't want to do. I am in contact with Alex and a lot of the other creators of software and tools. So, you know, there's some things that they just don't want to do, like go out and find, you know, thousands and tens of thousands of wholesale contacts for you. That's something that they never, ever plan on doing. But that's something that we do. and so much more. I've written books. I've written coloring books. I'm the creator of Sourcing Secret, obviously, and the Step Ahead Tactical Sourcing Tool. You know, so after doing this for 3 years, doing everything I said, hard to find products, attending trade shows, wasting time weeding through all their products. I did all that. I did all the things, you know, that you complain about, that I complained about, until I found a better option. And every piece of software that I've ever made for you guys is things that I made for myself first. And I used them, I tested them, and I worked very hard on them. And, you know, once they worked for me, you know, and I showed them off to people, obviously they thought that that I should share them with you guys. And that's what we do now. We find products and we find problems and create products for, you know, for you that is going to save you time and help you build a better business. So I discovered the top sellers the hard way, researching products to no end, until, you know, we found better ways through Amazon API, through other third-party tools, and I put them all together in a way that that helps you build a great business. So the hard way is attending trade shows, Googling the niche, setting up wholesale accounts, and hope or pray that they have a digital list to search. A lot of them don't. I'm sure if you've done any wholesaling like I have, then you've gotten printouts of paper stapled together. You've gotten PDF files, you know, emailed to you. A lot of them just don't have a digital list that's easy to search, a CSV file you can upload. So even if you do find all that, you know, and then you use something like Scan Power, Tactical Arbitrage, OA X-Ray, you know, reverse search that, you know, use their wholesale search to find those products. You know, there's no guarantee that they're going to have anything that's actually selling on Amazon. You know, so step 4 is kind of get lucky and hope there's something worth buying. So do you guys want to see the easy way that we discovered and created to turn the whole process on its head? Please say yes. So in the past few years, I've found few companies to source good items from, and I didn't have a top seller list. I mean, some of you guys subscribe to my top seller list where we're giving you the top, you know, 100,000 products in all 23 categories. So it's like 2.3 million items. So what we've done is we've taken that and just pushed it to the extreme. You know, the secret to doing this easily is you find top selling products, then you find the top selling brands. So we've taken the top selling 100,000 products, extracted all the brands from, you know, the top, you know, 100,000 products in 23 categories. So we're working with 2.3 million products every day, or I should say, you know, listings. There's some duplicates across categories, obviously. And then, you know, step 3 is open an account with the ones that, you know, are worthwhile. You know, so it seems easy, but, you know, finding the first step obviously was ridiculously hard until we figured out how to do it. Then, you know, pulling the top selling brands out of that, nobody else is doing it. Maybe after tonight they might be, but, you know, and then the third step is opening an account. And that step isn't easy either, you know, when you go and try and find that data to actually contact those brands. So step 1, finding the product. So with Sourcing Secret, what we've done is we let you view or download a list of the top 100,000 products in every category that we sell in, and I'm sure you sell in. You know, you might not sell in all of them, but, you know, we found 23 categories that we can sell in, you know, grocery, health, beauty, home, you know, toys, etc. You know, we don't have any of the like digital ones and, you know, stuff that you don't sell in. Also every subcategory, and there's so much data there. I actually don't know how many subcategories there are. I can tell you there's something like 640 just in the toy category, and then there's 23 different categories. So we have gone as deep as you can go, 7, 8, 9 categories deep in some of the subcategories. So that's where we've gotten to the 560 or so just in toys. That's the only one I've actually went through and we've digitally counted, but all of them have that many or more. Home and sports, and some of these are just ridiculously large. I don't even want to get into books. So the second secret is finding the top selling brands. So the way we've done that is we downloaded the top 100,000 products, and then we extracted the brand information from every one of those products in every one of these categories. And then we digitally, with programming, counted all of those brands. So now, I can tell you in toys that there's about 1,600 different products in the top 100,000 from Lego. Nobody knows that. Nobody who doesn't use Sourcing Secret knows that, and we have, all that information. If you go to Amazon and just search, you don't get, you don't get that much information. All you get is, things that match that. It's not, by category. It's not. It doesn't even tell you if they've ever sold again. We're only dealing with the products that actually sell. I don't care, and I think most of you don't care if, it's something that somebody listed from some spreadsheet that they're, drop shipping there. So, we're only looking at the products that are in the top 100,000, which means they've sold relatively recently. And then the next step, which, it's kind of ingenious, never thought of this. It was from, once we got to that step with the beta testers, they really thought this was the next thing, and it's turned out to be something amazing. And we have thousands of contact information already. So what we are doing is, once you find the items that are proven, you find the profitable items, you research the brands, and then you contact the brands. Now, before there was a lot of Googling and searching and a lot more, stuff out there, but now we're doing that work for you. So everybody gets to request up to 20 brands at a time. That's not a day, that's not a month, that's, you request 20, and as we fill them, and almost every request gets filled within 24 hours, and as we take on more users, we just keep growing. I have a whole team that that's their only job is to go and find the information. So we get that information for you once you decide what brands you want to contact. If the information is already in there, you can view it. There's no limit on how many you can view. But as for the request, we don't want somebody to request 1,000 in one day, and then it's a queue, so everyone behind them would kind of get jammed up. So we don't want that to happen. But if you need more, anything like that, we're open to work with anybody. It's just we didn't want somebody, one person to be able to jam up the system. So are you guys ready to see how all of this actually works? All right, awesome. Okay, so a couple questions before we jump into that. Is it just a collection of sourcing contact info that we call them? They're not looking to sell more Amazon sellers, and are they vetted and willing to work with Amazon sellers? So we do not, I'm going to be honest with you here, we don't know that they, if they're open to working with Amazon sellers or not. I can tell you in just one category, the most popular category is business and industrial for our users so far. And there's 16,000 different brands in there. And that's one of 23 different categories. Obviously, we and nobody else is going to be able to contact, 100,000 different companies to ask them, hey, do you want to sell to, I sell on Amazon, do you want to sell to me? And even if you did that, most of the time they're going to say no. We all know that, there's a little bit more to it than just saying, hey, are you going to sell to an Amazon seller? Okay, so Jeff wanted to know, will this get us purchase orders or letters to become ungated? Well, if you're, that's not really something for this webinar, but what I can tell you is once you're approved to sell with a company, you just have to show that you have proof. So once you order from that company, you will be able to just send that, you can't use a purchase order, but you can use, you know, invoices from ordering, proof that you are allowed to buy from that company. If you're buying directly from the manufacturer, you can send that on to Amazon and they'll approve you. Or of course, a letter saying that you're an authorized distributor of that company, and they'll ungate you. I mean, that's really all there is to it. So yes, if you set up from those companies. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and reshare my screen and we'll show you what it, where are we?
Do you want to go through any of these questions or do you just want to wait?
Yeah, I already answered a bunch of questions, so. Okay, I'm not sure what happened. My whole Zoom crashed. So can you guys still see me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, okay. Awesome. Let me try this again. All right, so yes, I got lots of yeses in the chat. Okay. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so I'm not going to go through all the categories, but you basically know all the categories you can sell in. I'm going to pick one. Anything that you really sell in, what we've done is we've gotten the main categories, as I said before, but we have all the subcategories as well. So you can select any category and then select any subcategory. You can download the main category. It's super fast. You hit the download button for the main category. It's going to split it into, it's the top 100,000, so it splits it into 25,000 line files. OA X-ray, tactical arbitrage, scan power, and a lot of the other tools out there. I have a limit of 25,000, so that's what we've done. So it automatically splits that in there for you. We have a subscribe button, so you can hit the subscribe button and you'll get this in your email. And almost every feature here you're able to subscribe to. So once you subscribe, you never have to come back into the software if you don't want. Every day you're going to get an email with these as actual attachments, not a link to a page or anything like that. They're actually attached here, so you can forward that to your VAs, your partners, whatever it is, and then you don't have to log in and get it every day or however often you want it. And the same is true for subcategories. So once we select a main category, we can go to any subcategory in any main one. We've pulled in every subcategory as deep as it goes. So we're in industrial and scientific. So if we look at fasteners under that, you can see, you know, there's a whole third hierarchy as well. So then we could go look at anchors and then anchor bolts. So that's three. That's four categories deep. You know, and some go a lot deeper. And you can download any of these. Again, just hit that download button, and you're able to download it. Everything is very, very fast. Basically, an instant download. These subcategories go up to about 5,000 items, and it's a list of ASINs. So And again, you can subscribe to any of the subcategories as well. It's it's all very fast, and it's updated every 24 hours. So now, as you can see, there's not only the download button, but there's also the brand button. So if we go into brands, this is kind of where the fun stuff is that you really can't find anywhere else. So what we have here, and I'm going to expand that to 100 lines. What we have is not only the brands, but you can see how many products each brand has in the top 100,000 or so in that particular category. We pulled in the average price and the average rank. These two are brand new features. We actually just launched those this morning. And if you want the information, you see the check marks. These are ones that we've already tried to contact them and get their information. So if you see one that you want their data, if you want their data and you don't see if you see a question mark there, you can just hit the question mark. It puts it in the queue, and then we're going to go out, and usually within 24 hours they're updated. We have about a 99.8% that we're able to get. Obviously some people are requesting things like private label brands that there's just no data to actually go out and get. So it puts it in your queue. As soon as it gets updated, as soon as my team hits that save button, it shoots out an email to you that it's been filled and all of the information we're able to get. Now, the bigger, obviously if you've gotten contact information to contact wholesalers, that the bigger the brand, the less information that they're going to give you. So, some of the smaller companies, when you're looking at like 10 to 50, which is where really the good meat of this tool is, you're going to be able to get, an actual contact person and phone numbers and emails. But when the companies get bigger and bigger, they're not, they're not as prone to give out as much information. Obviously, there's contact information, but you're probably not going to have a personal person that you're able to deal with. But before you ever get to the actual, requesting the information, and setting up an account, I know I want to find, see what they're actually selling, what's selling good, how much it is, what the rank is, and all of that. So I'm going to pull up one of these smaller ones, and I'm just going to go a few pages down, and so I'm just going to select one. You can select one, you can select multiples, and it's going to show you everything that they have in the top 100,000 or so range. And it's recently in the top 100,000, so there is sometimes items that may not be maybe over 100,000, but it's recently been in there, so we give you as much information as we can. So what you're going to see is the brand, obviously, because if you select more than one, there's going to be more than one brand in here. That's why we included that, as well as the ACE in the title. UPC if available. As you know, there's a lot that don't have UPCs, as well as the buy box price. So if there's no buy box price, it's going to be blank, obviously, as well as our most recently updated sales rank. So you can download that, all of the CSV. You can go in, you can research those products before you even, there's all about saving time. So I don't want to waste time on a product I have no interest in selling, or, things that I may just not want to deal with, if they're all packs of 144, giant, cases of toilet paper, or, something like that, that I just don't want to deal with. I want to research all of this, and we've kind of put all that in one place for you. And then we actually have an additional interface for pulling all of that information. So if you go to the companies tab, you can look at most of the same information. So if you want to just go and start, contacting brands in a category, you can come in here and you're going to see all the brands that we've gotten data on, and that's all you're going to see. The ones that we haven't pulled their data yet isn't in here. Also, there's no way to download their information, but you get their phone number, the number of products, the brand, all of that, and you can, again, click on You click on the page and you'll be able to get their data. So let's pick one here at random. We have their name, phone number, email, website. If we have a special page for, just for setting up wholesale online. Obviously, as you know, a lot of people don't, do that online. But if it's available, we have it in there. So you can just go in here and, start contacting companies. It's the same data you see there, but we've kind of just streamlined that for people. And data, the sourcing secret complement. So Jeff wanted to know if sourcing secret complements or replaces our current daily sourcing leads or the step ahead program. So for those of you who are subscribed to our daily sourcing leads, those are products for online arbitrage. This is not actually giving you any specific products to buy. Now, if you have our top 100,000 products, things like that, then yes, you can come in here and you can download those yourself. We have a product where you get the top 100,000 products in the 23 categories, and you can get that yourself here included in this software. Okay, so the last little thing we kind of have as a bonus in here is the stores. So we do have a way to look at other stores, and the first thing you can do is, actually, before I jump ahead, if you are in if you're anywhere but the U.S., so if you're selling on any other markets, you can go in and you can get the nodes. We don't have it on the menu yet, but we do have 11 different marketplaces. You can enter the node, which is a category on Amazon. If you have the node number, you can download that from any of these 11 different platforms. US, UK, Canada are the most prevalent that everyone uses, but also Germany, France, Japan, China, Italy, Spain. I already said Canada, India, Mexico, and Brazil. And, we're working on Australia as well. That just came on. There's not a lot of data yet, but we'll be doing that as well. You can put in the node here for the US as well, and you can download that list at any time. And then for stores, you can actually do the same thing. Top 100,000 seller stores. What this is going to let you do is it's updated daily, but it's a list of the top 100,000 seller stores on Amazon. So I have a store, you have a store. These are actual user storefronts. You can just hit the download button and you can download that. If you have a store ID, which is in the code, in the URL for any seller store, you can enter that and just download it right there. Or you can download the top 100,000 for any of these 9 different platforms. Brazil and China are not included in those. Or you can just go to the storefront. So what we've done here is we've taken these top 100,000, and I'll be the first to admit this is the slowest part. This is what we're reworking right now. It does take a minute or two to load. Obviously, we're loading 100,000 stores onto one page, so we've split that into 10 different pages that you can see up at the top, but it's still loading 10,000 seller stores on one page. But what you're going to get here is we've taken and ranked them by their seller rating. So whatever your rating is, whoever has the most amount of seller store feedback is number one, and so on. And what this lets you do, I don't know if you're using any of the other tools out there. I know there's a bunch of them available now, Chrome extensions and sites. What this will let you do is download the list of the up to 100,000 products from any other seller store. I know some of them are like 1,200 and whatever, but we're using the API data and not going through the pages, so it's really an instant download. So you can see the first few. Better World Books has like 7 stores on Amazon. They're always at the top of the list. Better World Books, Thrift Books, a lot of those merchant fulfilled bookstores. And we're also able to tell you, if they're an FBA seller or not. And you know, that's really been a game changer for us if we know if it's FBA or not, because what's going to happen is, you know, if it's not an FBA seller, you know, I'm going to go 20 or 30% higher in my pricing than anyone else does. So you obviously can sort these by any of those categories. And you know, when I'm comparing, I'm really gonna, you know, that's a really important feature that we were able to add. So you can download up to 100,000. There's very few stores that have over 100,000 products. You can download it, and unlike the other ones that are doing it, you know, one page at a time, even 100,000 item product is instant. As you can see, it's already done downloading, and you're gonna have a list of the first 100,000 products there. You can also subscribe, so you get that in an email, or you know, and it has how many there is, so you can sort it by that, sort it by the seller names, all that. There's not a whole lot, you know, to this section. It is updated every day, and as you've seen, almost everything on here you can subscribe to, so you don't have to be coming in here. This isn't a tool you have to come into every day or every week. Once you you know, get the kind of stuff you want, you just subscribe, and then it automatically gets emailed to you. Send it to your VA, send it to whoever you need to on your team to process those and you know, go about your research. Oops. I did not mean to do that. All right, so with all that, I'm going to go back into full screen. So again, you know, it's all about disposable income. Do you have the time and money to spend traveling to trade shows to maybe find a winning product? You know, beforehand we were contacting, I know Valerie, you know, was in charge of most of this, and she really hated, you know, constantly contacting, you know, wholesalers who, you know, didn't answer you, and if they did, you know, all the, I mean, just, you know, crap you had to deal with without even knowing. I mean, my biggest problem, you know, when I do online arbitrage, you know, I research what I want to buy before I buy it, before I deal with that company. But with wholesale, it seems like, you know, I had to, you know, set up an account with the company before I ever, you know, even decided if there was anything I wanted to buy. It you know, it just seemed like, you know, a ridiculous concept of, you know, a way to do business. You know, so I always thought there was a better way. And then obviously after years of, you know, a lot of research, you know, we found one. Whoops. So in the past hour, I hope you think it's been, you know, some time well spent. I've personally been working on this for well over a year, you know, spending, you know, money on a team of developers to develop this tool, you know, and I really can't cover everything. There's a lot more, you know, to it, you know, all the subcategories. And I mean, there's just so much, you know, there's so much data available no matter what tools you're using. Obviously, if you just want to use it for wholesale, it works amazingly well. If you want to use it, you know, a lot of tactical arbitrage users are using it, and you know, running reverse searches at the same time they're running product searches, you know, and doubling the work of TA, you know, by already only searching for the top selling products. And as I said, constantly adding new features. You know, I showed you 3 features that were just added today, which was the average prices, the average rank, and the pricing in the downloadable sheets. So, you know, obviously we're just launching this. There's not a lot of users. So, you know, we're going to give you guys a very special deal for anybody who sticks around till the end. So who does this work for? We've had, you know, we had a good team of beta testers that's helped us get to all of this. You know, originally it was just a product that had the top 100,000 and a couple other things. You know, our beta testers have helped us bring it to this point. And every time we bring on, you know, we let another subset of users come on, we've just pushed it to another ridiculous level. Already new sellers wanting to get into wholesale. We've had a lot of new people who have never done any wholesale who are using this and have been contacting companies, already have wholesale accounts and already doing very well with it. Current people doing wholesale, looking for a new and better way to streamline your process. If you guys have done the wholesale formula, I'm sure, you know, a lot of this sounds very familiar. We've kind of taken the same ideas that they teach and we've kind of turned that into a product. You know, find good selling products, you know, fill a need, find a product that, you know, find who's making those products, and then take that and contact those companies and set up an account, get an exclusive, whatever you need to do. Well, we've taken all of those steps, finding the products, you know, finding who's selling the good products, and then finding, and then setting up accounts. We've done all of that work for you. So now you can just run a report, look at the info, and either open an account with them or request that info and be able to very quickly open an account. And anyone who wants to ramp up their sourcing process and make serious money. So if you're already selling on Amazon, you're already doing well. If you're not in wholesale, or if you're not in, you know, online arbitrage, whatever it is, we've given you the tools to quickly start doing that. You know, if you don't know the, you know, the million settings for tactical arbitrage, well, you can just run a reverse search with, you know, the list we're already doing. Or if you're doing, you know, online arbitrage and not doing reverse searches, you can easily add that into your search, or easily add wholesale, or whatever subset of features. We even have people using it for researching private label and bundling. I really don't know anything about either one of them. I'm a, you know, I'm really big and proficient, obviously, in groceries and selling, you know, doing online arbitrage, wholesale. I'm just not a fan of private label myself, but, you know, some of our customers are already doing that. So, you know, there's just so many ways to use this for research. So, again, you have two options. Go to as many trade shows as possible, call in as many businesses as possible. It never incentivized me that I was onto something. You know, you know, last year I spent a lot of time at conferences and trade shows and all of that, and that's really what pushed me into doing this. I'm sure, you know, if you went to any conferences last year, you've probably seen me. I traveled all over the place, Colorado, in Florida, Colorado, Chicago, you know, Northeast, New York. We were all over the place, but, you know, I did this to spend time with my family, right? You know, I don't go to a job because I want to spend time, as much time as I can, with my family. I work with my family, I give jobs to my family. You know, Valerie's my assistant. She's also my niece. You know, I've given jobs and work to my family, my immediate family. We all work in the business. My parents helped me when they were still alive. They helped me, you know, they helped me shop. My father helped me pack boxes. My brother worked for me. You know, so I did this to stay with my family, you know, Amazon, you know, in general. And, you know, last year I spent a lot of time, my family was with me for some of it, but I spent a lot of time, you know, traveling, and I said, that's really not what I want to do. I don't want to go to conferences. I don't want to go to trade shows, you know, to help grow my business, to find new wholesalers. You know, there has to be an easier way, and this is it. So, you know, the second option was to reverse my processes, starting with successful products and finding the sources. In exchange, devoting my time to already successful products that guarantee your success. So, you know, in essence, we're not doing any of that stuff anymore. We're finding products that are already selling, and we're contacting those brands. And that's, you know, that's how it should be done. That's how, you know, I mean, once you talk about it, once you think about it, it makes perfect sense. But, you know, until you do it, you know, I mean, it really wasn't something I thought about until I did. So if all this did was save you the time of sourcing blind, save you money on travel and trade show fees, I mean, I can't even count how many thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars I spent, you know, traveling to trade shows and conferences last year alone. and grant you the opportunity to open accounts with proven selling companies and their products. You already know what they're selling. You already know you're only opening accounts with successfully selling products. So my regular price is $9.97. You know, some people we've talked to have already you know, thinks it should be like $19.97. So for now, we're going to do $9.97 for now. Our last run was that, and we did get a good amount. But you know, I need more people. I need more people telling me, you know, what we need and what, you know, help it grow even better from where we're at now. So if you sign up, it's Thursday. We're gonna go till Friday at midnight. I'm gonna give everybody who signs up between now and tomorrow at midnight an additional year free. So it's $9.97 a year, and you get we're going to give you an additional year free, so you won't have to pay again for 2 years. And you know, it should go without saying that, you know, anything you've ever bought from me, we you know, we never raise the price at. So you know, some of our software is increased in price significantly, but you know, even if it's $19.97 or $29.97 for, you know, next year, whenever we raise it, you're always going to say, on all my tools, you'll only pay the same price. So, you know, we're only talking, I don't know what that is, about $40-some a month. If you pay by, we do have a monthly plan, but it's $197 a month if you pay by the month. So just buying a few months, you know, and when you pay up front, you're going to get basically 2 years for the cost of only several months. So if you want to see more, you're ready to register, you can sign up at sourcingsecret.com. And that's it. So I see there are a bunch of questions, so I'm going to get back over to those. Do the CSV files have clickable links to the Amazon product page? Well, Ken, a CSV file doesn't have any clickable links. It's a comma separated text file, but we could definitely put a link to the actual product. We probably have that implemented within the next couple of days. So it doesn't have that, but there's no reason why not. So Ahmed, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. We do have many sourcing training videos for Sourcing Secrets. We have a Facebook group. Anybody can join. You can see I've already have dozens of videos in there. We're working on having like little question marks right in the on the page that'll give you some pop-up like 1-minute training videos on each part. I'm actually building all of those right now. But we do have training videos for each sections and training videos for small parts as well. Valerie, could you post the link to the Facebook group? We have a few hundred people in there, and we have tons of videos.
Yeah.
So Ken, we answered that. It doesn't have the links yet, but I'm definitely, that's a great idea. So we'll definitely have that added in the next couple of days here. And then let's see in the chat. Okay, Homer, so yes, this is for wholesale products, but it's also works great for online arbitrage. We actually use it a lot for that. If you use any other tools like OAX-Ray or tactical arbitrage or anything else, you can use those. You can use those lists. We've put them right in the format for tactical arbitrage. You literally don't even have to open the files. It's a list of CSV. So anything that, you know, if you want to use Price Checker 2 or Scan Power or tactical arbitrage to find online sourcing sites, you can do that with any, you know, with those lists. So you just download it, and then, you know, you can immediately upload it into whatever software. You don't have to enter any code because we will manually change the renewal date for you. And you can send me a message after you registered to verify, but right, anybody from now till tomorrow that signs up, you know, we don't have this link out for anywhere else. It's just for our followers who've used the link here. Okay, so, okay, Homer, awesome. I've been one of the very first beta testers, so I'm glad you used TA. So if you're doing reverse searches, or if you're not, you can take those files that I showed you, the top 23 categories. We have them split up right into the size they use. Tactical Arbitrage has a limit of 25,000 lines currently, so those files are in the right format. So you can download any category, any of the main categories, which are 4 25,000 line files to get your 100,000 lines, or you can download any of the subcategories, which are way under that limit, and you can upload them right into the reverse search. We actually have 2 accounts, and I have from the very beginning with Tactical Arbitrage, and we run those lists, I mean, constantly. But as I said, there's 600 subcategories plus just in toys, so like there's very few, you know, very little overlapping. Watch several of my videos, great research. Okay, awesome. Thanks for watching. Do I offer contact templates or preferred methods of making contacts? Yeah, Greg, we actually do have a blank template, and I actually have one that I filled out that actually has my information, so you kind of see how we do it. So you can just enter your information and send that off to the companies. Jay, does the CSV files currently include SKU? So it wouldn't contain a SKU. I mean, if you're talking about on Amazon, the SKU, each SKU is different for each, you know, each seller. If you're talking about at the source, we don't, but you know, we have the UPC. You have the UPCs if they're listed on Amazon. Obviously, we don't have their costs because I haven't set up 100,000 accounts with, you know, 100,000 different brands to, you know, find out what their costs are. But we have the selling costs there, so you can see if it's the kind of product you want to buy, and then you're going to go to those wholesalers. Now, unless it's somebody that has like thousands, and there's in each category, there's only a few that are over 1,000, but and some don't even have any that have 1,000. But you know, I think a big point of this product is if you're looking in the like 5 or 10 to 50 products for a brand type of area in Sourcing Secret, when you open an account with that company, they're not going to only have 5 or 10 brands. There's only 5 or 10 brands on Amazon. So you're just researching that list you're going to download from us on the brand is only to see if that's the kind of products you want to sell. Once you open that account, if it has 10 or 20, I would bet there's probably 200 products or 500 or 1,000 products that company's selling, but just hasn't been brought to Amazon yet. So, you know, you're just researching the kind of products you want to sell, and then once you actually make a contact with them, you're going to have a whole product line that you can bring to Amazon. That's kind of the beauty of the tool. I'm sure we answered this already, Homer, but are you sourcing the products from wholesalers or retailers? So if you're using the brand section, that's going to be the actual manufacturers. If you're going to download those lists from the products, that's probably going to be an ASIN, and you're going to use Tactical Arbitrage. You can do that to do a reverse search and then find stores in TA to actually buy from. I hope that answered that question. Matt wanted to know how we manage our account on Sourcing Secret. How will you solve the problem of wholesalers not getting back to you? So if it's somebody you really want to, and what we've done is, you know, it really depends on how persistent you are. You know, you start with an email, start making phone calls, you keep calling, you're finally going to talk to somebody. And I know some people who, you know, if it's important enough, they've gotten on a plane, they've gotten in a car, and they've gone there and talked to him. I forget who it is. He's a pretty big seller, and he buys truckloads. He runs another Facebook group, but he's flown across the country, and he's gotten, you know, he's talked to them face to face, and he says nobody's ever turned him down at that point. So it's how persistent you are, as to how, you know, how well you're going to be able to get accounts open. You know, we're not going to open accounts for you. We're saving you the time of doing it. You know, we're showing you the products, we're showing you what brands they are and how many of those brands sell, and then we're getting you the contact information. We're kind of doing everything but, you know, opening that account for you. Okay, lots of questions. Oh, it just signed up. We're always here to answer questions. Do I have a replay? Yes, Mark. Everybody who registered, same time it started today, you'll get an email tomorrow. So we started 8 Eastern time. You're going to get an email at 8 Eastern time reminding you, because you only have 4 hours left at that time, but with the link to see the replay. Have I experienced any pushback of contacting wholesalers who have Amazon seller restrictions, or will that happen during the contact? Not pushback of contacting wholesalers who have Amazon seller restrictions. So yes, obviously, we get contact on, you know, information for big companies. You know, Lego's not going to let you open an account even if we get you the Lego information. 3M's not going to, you know, sell to you directly even if we get you that contact information. But even if they don't contact you, we're getting you that information. You pick up the phone, you say, you know, you're looking to open an account. They say, oh, well, we don't sell directly. You know, here's the company that's in your area to set up an account with. So if they have Amazon seller restrictions, I mean, there's really nothing you can do. You know, you can, I mean, it hasn't been a big deterrent for us, but we can open, you know, we can offer them things that, you know, they may not you know, a lot of people just don't understand the way that, you know, Amazon works. They don't like that, oh, there's a race to the bottom and all this other stuff. But, you know, if you can get in there and explain to them what you're bringing them, how you can add value to their company instead of what they can do for you. You know, this business is all about adding value. So if you can bring value to the consumer, they're buying from you. If you can bring value to a distributor or a manufacturer, you know, you can either get, you know, an exclusive account or some other way that you can provide value to them. You're going to get that. So I wouldn't worry so much about the seller restrictions. You know, find a way to give value to those manufacturers, and don't worry about the ones that don't want to sell. You know, in industrial, there's 16,000 brands out of 100,000 brands. You know, and every category, you know, has 3, 5, 10. You know, some have even more. So I wouldn't be so worried about those seller restrictions. I'd be, you know, I would just be moving on to the next one and the next one and the next one. I mean, really, how long does it take to copy an email and cut and paste, you know, a pre-filled, you know, email that you have with your application? So, you know, I wouldn't be so worried about getting those specific brands. I'd be worried about getting brands that, you know, aren't selling on Amazon at all and are overjoyed to have you bring their brand into a new platform. Is there a way to filter out if Amazon's a seller of the brand? Not currently. You know, we're using the API from Amazon, and, you know, obviously Amazon's data is how we're, you know, obviously we can't get anything without Amazon. So, you know, they don't like to tell you if they're a seller or not. So it's definitely on our list to try and work out a way to do that, as well as a recent feedback for the brands. We're trying to work that out as well. Amazon doesn't like to give that stuff out, so we're trying to figure out ways around that without creating any trouble. And one of the biggest things, I know a lot of sellers do not like, you know, constantly giving out your you know, your API data to contact Amazon. You don't have to do that with us. We're getting the data from a lot of different sources, so you don't need to register with our app with Amazon like you do with Tactical Arbitrage and all those other tools. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but you know, it's once you create your account, you go in there and start, you know, doing your thing. You don't have to worry about linking to your accounts and all that. We have no access to your Amazon data, none, with your specific account. So you know, we may have some features in the future where, you may choose to do that, but at this point, you don't have to do anything as far as that goes. Tutorial videos, yes. We're actually building we're going to put together a YouTube playlist that'll make it easier, but you can just type in sourcing secrets. We're the only sourcing secret, but all the videos are in the Facebook group, and you can add your VA to the Facebook group if you want, and they can see all those videos right there. And if you have any other questions, Valerie will post a link in here, but you can contact Valerie or me, or you can set up a call. We usually have a 48-hour lead time, but I've kind of cleared my day through tomorrow. I'm going to be creating a lot of videos, so I'm going to, I cleared time so we can, if you want to do a one-on-one call with me, if there's any other features or any questions you have, you can book a call with me, free call. Just select one of the free. There's some paid ones for other things, but just select a free call. There's a free 15-minute call there, and I'll make some time tomorrow. Or even if you want to talk to me tonight, we'll be happy to. I'll be happy to make some time. We'll do a Zoom just like this, just you and I, though. Just go to book.shawnmayo.com. Valerie just posted the link in there. If you need help with tactical arbitrage or anything that we do, especially sourcing secret, if you want to see some more stuff in depth, or if you want to set up a call and we'll go over anything that you need help with. Obviously, if you're going to join tonight or not, Valerie, could you post the link to the group? You guys should just at least join the group. I mean, you're in this far, you might as well see all the awesome stuff that we're going to be doing coming up. I think I answered that, but okay, we just asked it like 5 times, so I don't know. Oh, oops, sorry. If you pay monthly, you do not get a second year free. No, you only get the 1 year free if you pay by the year. It's $9.97, and then and if you pay by tomorrow. So I mean, we have one monthly user. I really don't recommend doing that. I mean, you pay for 5 months or less than 5 months, and you already have paid for 2 years worth. So I would definitely suggest you do the year. I'm at the OA list isn't included in this, but if you have the top 100,000 products in the 23 categories, it is included in here. So I mean, if you have that, I can refund that for you, but that's really all we can do as far as that. Do you have a rating for the sellers or manufacturers' ease of getting registered with them as Amazon buyers? No, no, we don't. We only have the contact information. I think that's okay. Okay, Greg. Okay, so if there's no other questions, we'll be wrapping it up. Obviously, if you have some more questions, please shoot me a message. Oh, we're already over an hour in. So, shoot me a message, guys, or we'll, I'll be happy to show you more. I love talking about this tool. I mean, it's been like my life for the last year. So, there's so many ideas. I have so much we could do, but obviously we don't want to have a 3-hour webinar. So, I am going to stop the live stream. Stop.